first thing we have is, oh, and I don't have a jacket on it. Top choice? First choice, what are the choices?
The choice.
No choice.
The choice.
Okay. I've been speaking with him about what, what's going on, and everything, and he's working with the electrician right now. And once that's done, then all the inspectors can come in, and you have the floor to do,
Right, correct.
which is the last thing he wants to do. What kind of floor are you putting in?
The epoxy metallic copper flow.
So, putting a lot of money into it, all the ladders to scratch, I guess. So the question is, are we gonna vote on the license then, same as before? Subject to necessary requirements?
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I have a question.
Hold on.
When you open, are you gonna have the kitchen open right away too? I understand that there was a time when you wanted to get the bar open so you get the cash register ringing and the kitchen was gonna come later. Honestly, I think you've had a lot of time already. I would think that the kitchen, so is it gonna be still that same model, just the bar at first?
Well, just short time might be just a bar, but you're right, the kitchen is.
I guess I don't know what your idea of short time is.
Probably just a couple of weeks, get my staff. I don't want to open up and have a bunch of bashing on my Facebook saying it took 4 hours to get service. There's a kind of a stepping stone there a little bit when you start involving the kitchen. But yes, the kitchen ended up being, the floor is actually in the kitchen because it's a different type of floor.
Well, I understand it's the kitchen floor, I get that. So,
Yeah.
but again, so
A lot closer, let's put it this way, it's a lot closer to have the kitchen open than what I was anticipating because.
I'm not inclined to vote in the affirmative for this license. Because I lost track how many times you've been here, and I've lost track how many, I would say, months it's been, but it's been years. And I know if I ask you right now when your grand opening date is, you're not gonna give me an answer.
I can give you a potential within a month after I'm open, because it gives me time to get my
Well,
staff.
not about the kitchen. When can I go there and get a Bacardi and Coke?
You brought this up
Bacardi and Diet
before.
Coke.
You brought this up before.
Why, he's told us all these different dates, so it says, you can give us a date, but I don't know if we're gonna believe you.
The only thing I can say is once they get the, right now, I explained it to you a little bit, that the plans for the electrical has been revised 3 different times because calculations and stuff aren't the same. My electrician is the guy that has to do this. I'm not an electrician. So they're going back and forth. To my knowledge, on Friday, they are getting together and they're going to discuss what needs to be changed, and hopefully they can make those changes at that time. As soon as that's the last person that needs to approve the plan for the electrical in the building, then all the inspectors can come in and do the ceiling, and I can close the ceilings up and do my floor. As long as everything goes with the building department, how it's supposed to, which I would think that there's plans for everything else that have been approved. This is the only thing left. I don't see why it wouldn't be much long after that. I mean, I'm here waiting for that ceiling inspection. Everything is sitting in the building right now. It is almost done. You're more than welcome to stop over and I'll give you a tour.
I don't want to keep you from your work. I want you to get this thing done.
Believe me, I
Don't
want
take
it
any of
over.
your time.
Hold on, me.
Couple of questions. Scott, did we have a summons and complaint on this, or a denial at one
We
point?
pulled it all back.
Right, and then you did
We rolled it back.
Did a motion for
motion for
reconsideration?
reconsideration
Yeah.
under the suspension of the rules, and you pulled it back, and
Basically, we have a summons and complaint that's
that's
still
outstanding,
open
right?
and held. So, I am not inclined to vote yes on this. I understand you're putting money into this, but the timeline you're taking, I mean, it runs completely in front of the ordinance we have. When you get a license, you're supposed to be open once every 30 days. The council can grant you extensions if you're not open for extenuating circumstance. But this is not an extenuating circumstance. This is well over 1.5 years, almost 2 years or more of you're just not moving and getting this place open. I'm not going to vote in favor of this until I see you're done and ready. I think your best course or your best luck is that we hold this for a little while. I'm not going to vote yes on this.
That's what I was going to do, which is I don't have to check us now. I'm just going to hold it, we can hold till the next meeting and everything. But you were saying that the HVAC is all done?
Yeah, HVAC's all done, yes. Yeah, and
So-
they approved the plans and everything, yes.
So,
Mr. Chair?
Alderman Rowe.
If I can ask Ed Lisinski, where are we getting it wrong? Or,
Well, yeah, I think he's pretty much right, you know, he's submitted some electric plans, we keep going back and forth with his electrician, trying to get that all approved. We haven't done, all we've done so far is just the rough inspections of the bar area, which allows drywall, so, yeah, once the electric plans get done, then we can go in there, do the ceiling inspection. We've done no inspections on the kitchen at all yet,
Yes, they have done that.
okay.
They have done the
I've
inspections.
been told that we haven't, but,
But they have.
okay. Who's been in there to do that?
The plumber, the plumbing inspector, electrical inspector. There's dates what they wrote about raising a couple outlets that were in the kitchen.
Okay.
It's right there, the corrections, and the plumber, the only thing with the plumber, he was in the kitchen, he said that just make sure that you have someone come out and inspect the, grease trap, which we did. I had
I know
someone
the
come out.
building inspector for sure has told me on several times he's never been in the kitchen.
Oh, he's been in there. Oh, yes, you
Mr.
bet he
Chair?
has.
Okay,
what is really going on there? Are you out of money? Is it, what's going on? This is 2.5 years.
Not out of money.
Okay, well, why is it not open? That's the
Well,
question I get.
I think it's a little bit of a two-way street here. I have had issues with the building department, I have. And I'm not saying that that I'm all right here, you know, it's a learning process in each different community. But for the most part, I'm doing the best I can now. I have issues with the electrical inspector right now with my electrician. I'm not the electrician, so they went back and forth here now for a month and a half. My building basically has been sitting there for one full month where I can't do anymore until that plan gets approved. That's what's going on. As soon as they're done with that, we can have those guys all come through, cause Bob told me straight out, we're not even bother coming out there right now until the electrical plan has been approved with the calculations that need to be done. And I said, all right, but he also did on there, in the phone conversation, he says, finish up what you're doing, you know what you're doing, and call me when everything is ready for inspection.
And this will be resolved by Friday.
I don't, they're meeting on Friday. Again, you're talking two different people that I don't, you know, my electrician with the electrical inspector are meeting on Friday morning. This is the third time I think they've met.
Alderman.
Scott, is there a limitation on how long we can hold the summons and complaint open, held?
No, he doesn't have an active operating business, and so until you act on it, either granting him one for the new license year, he can't open and operate, so it's just maintaining the status quo.
Mm-hmm. I mean, 2.5 years it's woefully long. I mean, there are other businesses and restaurants that have come in and easily done this within a few months. This does not take this long.
Maybe they have more money than
and sir,
me.
I'm talking.
Sir.
I'm inclined to just straight up deny you and bring that summons and complaint back and approve it. I'm sick of doing this with you. You gotta get this open fast.
I want it open too. I'm going as quick
We
as I
don't
can
see
now.
it.
Going as quick as I can right now.
I'll believe it when it's open.
The thing about all this we went through, you know, to get us to this point, you know, as far as taking the license away, giving it back, reconsideration, all that stuff, I think we should just hold it, and hopefully you can get everything done.
Why don't we bring him in on the 20th? Bring him in again.
We can do that.
Well, let's do it then.
You done?
Think we get the summons and complaint back on the agenda again with it?
You're talking the 20th of this month?
Yep. Just in time for the opening Packer season again.
So, well, if you want, obviously, if you want him in, we'll call him in,
Yep.
but he's gonna be sitting there saying the same thing as now.
Well, then we'll be sitting there saying summons and complaint.
Okay.
And Mr. Chair?
Alderman Weigl?
Just if I remember correctly, if we go through the summons complaint
then he cannot even reapply in anywhere in the state of Wisconsin for a year, is that correct?
No, it's just
In the
West
city.
Allis.
In the city of West
Yeah.
Allis.
The anywhere in the state is if the state revokes the license.
Oh,
But
okay,
if the DUI
okay,
revokes
okay,
the
it was like
license,
with that liquor store thing.
Right.
Today is the sixth,
That's correct.
so you want me to come back on the 20th?
Yep.
Hoping that the electrical inspector approves the plans with my electrician, which they've already been working on this for a month and a half.
Yep. Well, they're meeting Friday, that gives you a week and a half before the 20th.
Well, even if they approve it, there's no way I'll be ready to open that fast.
Give us a progress report.
Well, if they come up with something, the electricians can, be working towards it or something, so. Just wanna see some progress. Okay, we're gonna call you back in 2 weeks, and then we'll put the someone's gonna plan on there and go from there. Okay?
Alright.
Okay, then we have number 84, these are license applications.
You don't have to
Yeah.
read all these, do you?
Approval.
Can you pronounce? Move approval of
Subject
item
to
number
nec-
84,
sub-
subject to necessary requirements.
Second.
Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Then we have, let's see, Paul is a special event permit for, Saturday, Friday, June 23rd, Saturday, June 24th, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. And then the 25th till 9 p.m. Do I have
I'll
a
move
mo-
approval.
Second.
Any further discussion?
Mr. Chair. No,
Oh,
go ahead. No,
Isn't it 10
Oh.
o'clock on the Saturday? Or don't we shut down at 10?
that was going to be my
So,
question. 10 for music, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Special event, cancel. This is just, it just says special event.
Well,
Oh,
no,
it
this
does say
says
music.
outdoor
It says
music
tents,
too.
food, outdoor music, yeah.
Where are we at?
We were at 10 o'clock for
For the band.
bands,
Okay,
just like the church festivals.
so do we want to,
Amend it to 10
motion
o'clock.
and second, just amend it to, 10 o'clock?
Would you like,
I'd like to amend my motion to say that that the band no outdoor music as of 10 p.m.
after, and I will second that. Immediately.
Okay, so
Same-
this is
same
ju-
check.
This is just an amendment
On the
then.
amendment, yeah.
Well, or you can just do it all right
Right.
now.
You,
since-
you
Right,
can
that's
just
what I
do it,
was-
the
that's what I was
motion that was presented as amended, because the
That's right.
mover and the seconder both agreed to that, so you
Okay,
just need
fine.
one vote.
Okay, is there any further discussion on this? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries, as amended. Then we have, Buzzards, that's in 60th and Mitchell, Cricket Fest. Darton Cricket Tournament,
Oh,
outdoor
that kind of
activities.
cricket.
Will end at 11, doesn't say anything about music. Can
Yeah,
you-
Mr. Chair, I guess that, if I could, that brings up a question.
Right.
Are they gonna have music?
This is special events, doesn't say nothing about music outside
Say anything in the jacket, Mickey,
Yeah.
in the,
on the application itself.
No, I think staff would have caught
Yeah,
that.
but outdoor activities.
Cricket Fest Dart Tournament.
That's all.
I have no clue.
Bar, patio, tables, there's nothing about a band.
Tables and chairs for additional seating in parking lot, patio bar.
I think it doesn't say anything about a band.
Doesn't say. and
Doesn't
there's
say
no-
outdoor music.
There's no place on the drawing for a band either.
Okay.
Then as
No
long.
singing.
Yep. Then I'll move approval.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Then we have a instrumental music permit application for West Allis Cheese and Sausage, Mark Lutz, for the June 8th, from 5 to 9. This weekend.
Move approval.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Then we have 87. Let's just take 87. Police report, the motion placed on file.
So moved.
Second.
second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Then we have request to amend premises, Fourth and Long,
Move approval.
Second.
Mr. Chair,
Alderman Weidman.
did I understand correctly that they were gonna be working with staff to find something better for sound
For
dampening
the
on that?
bushes, I think, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what I thought.
Talking to
Okay.
Steve.
That's what I thought.
always.
Yeah, they're working with staff.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Chairman,
Oh, sorry.
I don't know if Mike Lang is still here, but he had asked about possibly speaking if needed. I just run next door and see if he's still here.
We're gonna approve them. It's okay.
Yeah, we're,
Well, we were asking staff to come up with a better,
I just told him the wrong room.
oh.
that old trick.
That's two for you.
You wanna bring him here, we can ask him what
I'll
the,
be back in 8 seconds.
okay, who's keeping track of that,
8 seconds.
the 8 seconds?
Wonder why 8 seconds? Is that a rodeo thing?
I don't.
It is.
Yeah.
At least it's not 9.5 weeks. That was a different movie.
That was.
It's not like music. It's a fun committee.
They were ready to approve it. I didn't know if you wanted to.
To like stop it.
Yeah, all right.
Sorry they had me over there.
It's all-
My fault.
Alderman Lysick had a few questions that, with the noise wise and everything else.
You can
and
sit down if you like.
And some of the plans on there, they weren't exactly perfect. It showed kind of a lattice work up there. It is actually a 4-foot solid fence with 2 more foot of lattice work on top of it, going over 6 foot. That was gonna help to address some of the shielding and some of the noise. They were worried about the doors being open also. Most of the noise with my door, it actually faces the bar, the Walleye Saloon across the street. I have nothing facing over to the south side. It is actually Walleye's door and where that noise is spilling over there. But also to try to be neighborly, that's part of the reason why we're going 6 foot on that fence in case whatever noise kind of spills out. That building's a lot older. I got 4 AC units in there and we only got like 4 windows we can open, so that's part of the reason why we have the doors open. And out of respect for our neighbors also, if we are pretty full on the north side of the building going along National, because of the apartment buildings there, we do try to close off that door also when it is a lot, when it is a fuller bar. We have, we have like on Saturday nights, we have trivia from 6:30 to 8:30, so it does get pretty warm in there, even cranking all the ACs, and, we're just kind of concerned with that, and that's why we're going taller with that fence to help alleviate any type of noise spillage going out there.
Got a question for our health commissioner. Doors open on bars that serve food. Is that legal to keep them open and propped?
They have to, as long as the kitchen is closed up, they can have the door open.
Yeah, the kitchen's actually in the lower level of the building. I don't know if you've ever been there before, it's actually a 4-level building.
Oh, must have been built in the 70s.
It's 75. So the actual main bar level, it goes then down to another lower level, and that has a door that also goes down into the kitchen. And the
Okay.
kitchen is actually in the lower level with all that heat rising through the floor and through the levels, is just trying to get some ventilation in there. I did add on windows out of my own cost. Unfortunately, the landlord there really don't believe in kicking in money there, so I've been kind of flopping the bill trying to improve the place myself.
Anybody else have anything? Okay, thank you. Okay, we got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Nobody opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Okay, then we have, I don't know how many people were on this committee when, Las Palmas came?
I think 5 words.
I don't know how many, how many people,
I remember Las Palmas. Yeah, I'm the youngster, and so
where we put all the restrictions.
Yeah.
We put all the
yeah,
restrictions.
right.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Is that after the
And,
shooting?
the bar, and, well, they're asking for an hour on Friday and Saturday, Friday through Sunday.
We've had
Yeah,
those-
we haven't had any
It's
problems with
quiet.
them. Well,
Quiet
here's
there.
the big issue. Yeah, have we had any problems since?
I think
the
chief
answer is
is
no.
here. Yeah.
And yeah, actually,
But is the problem, is the reason why you haven't any problems because they
Yeah,
close
'cause
an
they
hour
close.
early?
Mr. Chairman, if I could, my memory of this was that when we instituted the limited hours on them, we told them, come back in a year or two if you
Yeah.
haven't had any problems and we'll reevaluate, which is what I think
Right. This
is what prompted this letter to them. And then the question is, how many problems have we had, if any, since then?
Doing pretty good.
Chief?
I checked today in our RMS system and we have not had any issues with them. We've been out two or three times in the past year for minor incidents that did not pertain to bar disorder or issues like that, whereas looking at RMS back in 15 and 14, there
Yeah.
were issues where the owner was intoxicated.
A lot of-
So there were some issues back then, but not recently.
If I could, Mr. Chairman, I mean, the only reason we can impose these restrictions, because, you know, state law sets the bar at times, is because it was either this or revocation, and you agree to those things in lieu of revocation. But it's designed for a finite period of time for them to get their act together and get their place together. So I think they've complied then with the terms and the reasons that we set them up, and it would be proper under the law to grant them a little more breathing space,
Right.
with the ultimate goal that they get back to the full bar license time, because you can only do that for a finite period of time when you were dealing with problems.
Okay.
Mr. Chair?
Because they haven't had any.
Just out of curiosity, how long has this been going on? Like 2.5, 3 years?
Yeah.
Do you recall? Or-
It's been at least two, I would say,
Okay. Yeah.
probably longer.
I think longer than that, yeah.
Okay, I just was
Yeah,
curious.
that we have in front of us.
No, I remember 'em, I just didn't know how long.
So, for the city attorney, if there is a problem, is it difficult for us to push it back to where time is now? Or we have to go through step threatening with a summons?
Well, I mean, you can call them, you can do the same thing you always do.
Yeah.
Call them in, you know, and say, if you don't straighten up, we're gonna impose new conditions on you. If you don't agree to the new conditions, again, someone's complaint
Okay.
is the way to go.
Yeah,
And
that's
what
good.
would our incentive be for not going to revocation, knowing that you'll never abide by what you say you're
Right.
going to do? Why would we enter into another agreement with somebody who?
Oh, yeah, next
Yeah.
time it's.
Right.
this is-
Double secret probation.
Exactly.
Does anybody have anything more?
I move for approval of the
Second.
request.
Second.
That's 2 seconds.
Well, let's see. Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to
Motion adjourned? Go ahead.
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
What do you want?
All right, license and health is adjourned, and we'll move on to